When you stop explaining yourself to others, everything changes. The most important thing that you will ever learn in your life is that when you stop explaining yourself to others, everything changes. Your relationships change. Your friendships change. How people treat you, how people think about you, how you feel about yourself. It all changes. You know what happens is that we are always trying to convince ourselves. As much as we are trying to convince other people, we think if we can just explain this one thing about ourselves to someone, they will understand who we are. They will accept us, they will love us, and they will be with us. But the reality is that every time you try to explain something to someone, you just end up convincing yourself more than you actually convince them of what you're saying. Here's an example. Let us say that you're in a relationship right now and you're trying to explain to that person how much you love them. You're trying to explain to them how much you care about them, how you feel about them, how important they are to you. And every time you try to explain it to them, do you really think that that makes them love you more? Do you really think that that makes them care about you more? No. What it does is that it makes you feel better for a moment, because you've convinced yourself that you're a good person. You're a loving person. You're a caring person. But really you're not showing them at all. The only way you can show them is by actually doing things for them, by being there for them, by being loving, by being caring, by being kind, by being the actual things that you're trying to explain to them that you are. So instead of trying to convince them, you should try to convince yourself. Instead of trying to explain yourself to them, you should try to show them who you are. Because when you try to explain yourself to someone, it doesn't change them at all. It doesn't change their feelings towards you. It doesn't change their perception of you. It doesn't change anything. But when you stop explaining yourself to them and you start showing them who you are, everything changes. They start seeing you more clearly. They start understanding you more deeply. And that creates a much stronger connection between you and them. That creates a much stronger relationship. And the same thing applies to friendships, to family relationships, to all kinds of relationships in your life. When you stop trying to convince other people that you are a certain kind of person and you start showing them who you are, everything changes. It creates a different energy. It creates a different dynamic in your relationships. And that is when your relationships start to thrive. That is when your friendships become deeper. That is when everything changes for the better. So from today on, make a commitment to yourself that you will stop trying to explain yourself to other people. You will stop trying to convince them that you are a certain kind of person, and instead, you'll just be that kind of person. You will show them who you are through your actions, through your words, through your energy, through your vibe. And that is when you will see everything in your life start to change for the better. I hope this message finds you well. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you.